All right, so I just got back from the grocery store and want to give you guys a recap of exactly what I get at the grocery store to stay in shape without having to make it your whole life, without having to go to the gym every day and do all these things that just honestly are pretty hard to stick to if you're living in today's modern world. So here's some healthy foods you can eat that will help your body burn fat, stay healthy, and just overall help you feel good while you're just living your normal life. And first off, I wanna say I'm not a doctor, I'm not a health professional. This is all just things that I've learned over years and years of trying different foods, trying different diets. I've tried everything from the paleo diet, the keto diet, the everything, and these are the foods that I consistently like the most. So number one, we have eggs. So this is a pretty obvious one, but eggs are just absolutely fire. You can cook them for literally any meal really at all. And for breakfast, for dinner, you could put it on a burger, do whatever. Next one's onions, both these sweet onions and then the red onions as well. Getting different colors of food does help you out, especially when they're natural colors, obviously not artificial colors, but getting, for example, the sweet onions and the red onions versus just the sweet onions is gonna give you some health benefits. Next, we have garlic, which is one of my favorite. Garlic is super good for you in a bunch of different ways, but I love making this. I like to do it fresh. You could also buy garlic already peeled, which makes it kind of easier. Next, we have these pork rinds. So these are basically the snack that I do. This is kind of like the cheat of the diet, and essentially, but these aren't even bad for you. These are still really good for you for a snack. They're made by the brand called Epic, and they're pork rinds. This is actually the salt and vinegar version. These are super good. Next, we have avocados. Avocados are an amazing snack. Again, something you can eat with everything, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I put avocados on basically everything, kind of using it as a substitute for like ranch or a sauce. I use avocados instead. Absolutely love them. Next is gonna be these ancestral blend beef sticks. These are super good because they're not just your traditional pepperoni stick. They actually are made with beef liver and beef heart, as you guys can see right here. So they're super good, and they give you that kind of like taste of ancestry is the best way to put it. Like it gives you that like fire inside of you when you eat these. And I think it's because it has beef liver and beef heart in it, which is something that, you know, we usually don't get in our diets, but is definitely good for you. Next, we've got the Ezekiel bread. This is one of my favorites because not a lot of people know this about bread, but most of the bread at the stores is literally dead. That's why you could store it in your counters or anywhere you want to. With this, you have to store it in your fridge or your freezer because it's literally living grains inside of each slice of bread, which is so good for you, so easy for your body to digest it versus the traditional just white bread or whatever bread you're used to getting at the store. It's called Ezekiel bread. Absolutely love this stuff. The next thing is mushrooms. I love to get different types of mushrooms and put them in all my meals. I switch between lion's mane, between these regular just sliced white mushrooms and other kinds of mushrooms as well. Anytime I see a new sort of mushroom that I could try, I always like to try it because they're really good for your body as well as your brain. That being said, the next thing we got is one of my favorites. This is the organic cold brew from Dansden Dairy. So this is actually a farm here in Arizona, and they make cold brew. So instead of getting cold brew at Starbucks or somewhere like that, which I'm still guilty of doing sometimes, I use this for cold brew, and it's honestly so good and also just so healthy because they make it straight from the farm. It's actually, you know, real organic cold brew, which in my opinion is the best way to get caffeine or the most natural way to do it. Next, we have beef, which is one of my favorites. You can also do, you know, chicken, fish, whatever you want. I like to switch it up quite a bit, but I consistently find myself going with beef, putting a little Celtic salt on the top, and it just makes for a fire meal.